This is the part where I talk about how I got copyright infringed on. I First of all, I already said I wasn't Lou Bega. Isn't that enough? Like, you guys, I know it was really good, but it doesn't mean you guys should say we can't play our video on YouTube.
Blocked.
It's messed up.
Can't do this anymore.
Bullshit. It was. Of course it did. I played the instrumental off a phone into the microphone, so obviously
Well, yeah.
I was really trying to fool everybody. It really helped to get us to those 3 views.
Yep.
The song that has nothing to do with the podcast. It's just simply there for
Entertainment.
For fun.
Just for little shits and gigs.
Exactly. So
But no more, I guess.
No more.
God
So
damn it.
we'll just-
Lou Bega. Orchard Music when I find you.
yeah. It's on notice, bro.
Angela, Slangela, Blangela, and Rita.
Never talk about them again.
Never.
Gonna miss them.
Bullshit. Anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 3 or 5, whatever. We've done a lot, but it's the third one you're gonna hear.
Yeah.
Damn right it is.
Yeah. I don't know where to start. I don't have the notes. They're the notes guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
I guess
how
that's
you
us.
guys been?
All right.
Hey, it's been hanging out, working,
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Living life.
I hear you. Been busy.
Yeah.
Nice
Always
to
fun.
sit down and do this, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had a nice little lunch. I feel great.
I
Yeah.
feel super energized.
I feel
Ready to rock.
jazzed.
I'm ready to talk some Red Sox, though.
Oh, yeah, man. Let's do it.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about first?
I mean, last time we got together was we were trying to record, but we made the mistake of watching the game that was happening at the time, and it happened to be the 16-1 loss to Tampa Bay.
Really
And we
bad.
watched
Really bad.
the score go from 5 to 1
1
to 14 to 1 in a matter of like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was
And
bad.
we were not in a good mood for the whole entire podcast. So since then, though, they've been pretty good. They won that series. They have been let's see, they've won 6 and lost 3.
That's not bad.
Oh wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're 6-3 since that loss.
That's not bad.
So not bad at all. They look better, but still a lot of things about them I'm not really.
Yeah, I feel
Souped
like a
about right now.
500 team.
Yeah, and I was telling you guys I'm sick of 500 baseball. I just
Yeah.
can't. It's been like 3 or 4 years I feel like of it. So
Yeah, it's
It
the same
just
thing.
yeah.
it just seems like no matter what they fix, like another hole just appears.
Yeah, and even the things that you think they're gonna fix, like better defense, they still are managing to play bad defense.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it sucks right now, but gotta hope it just gets better as the season goes on.
Yeah,
You know, luckily nobody's really running away with it right now, so
yeah, it's a positive. Is that AL East isn't as
aggressive as we
Yeah.
thought it would be.
right, and I mean, I don't know. They're still over 500, I guess, but like the offense is just so.
Just doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, I feel like it's not like some games are really fun to watch, and then you have other games where it just feels like nothing's going on, or like I feel like every game they're losing before they even bat.
Yeah, it feels that way.
Yeah, so
Their offense feels stagnant a lot.
Mm.
Like it feels like one guy will do everything or nothing happens.
Mm.
Like you never get any like cohesion. Like nobody's working together. You don't string together 5-6 hits in an inning. It's like, oh, we get a walk here, an error here, a 3-run homer, and then we might tack on one more run in the game, maybe.
right.
It's like,
Yeah, honestly, like it feels like after watching the games, like I feel like the only person who's like consistently engaged, especially at the plate, is Alex Bregman.
yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, I mean, like Devers seems like he's still like meh.
It just seems like he can't really catch up to the fastball
Yeah,
yet.
they throw it right down the middle of the plate, and he fouls it
just-
off like almost every
or
time.
just whiffs
or just
at
miss it. Yeah, just whiffs it. Yeah, like I don't know. Like, I feel like Bregman is like the game that they lost Garrett Crochet, his previous start, the last one against Seattle. I mean, 2 to
Had a
3
few
runs.
few RBIs.
Yeah,
that
2
game.
RBIs.
Two
I know
RBIs.
the third run was a home run by Carlos Narvaez in the 8th.
Oh, right.
But he crushed a home run his first at bat, got an RBI double his second at bat. Like I think that I saw a stat that said that Bregman is like matched with Judge on extra base hits this season because he's just been a doubles machine and plus he has 5 home runs.
You know, going into the season, obviously, I didn't expect Bregman to continue to put up the stats that he was at Fenway Park beforehand. But I mean, watching him play there in the first almost month of the season, like his swing is perfect for
Oh,
Fenway Park.
easily.
Like he is built to play there.
Yeah, like he's gonna be like, he has the potential at Fenway to be a 25 to 30 home run guy with 30 to 40 doubles. Like,
Yeah.
and he could. I mean, he's got 24 RBIs or so this year, 23 RBIs, something like that. 5 home runs. He's in 315. Like he's been
Most consistent.
the most consistent. Yeah, like Trevor Story is having a good season, but still, like I know, like if someone throws like most of the team, if you throw it above 95, he's not gonna make contact.
Yep. Christian Campbell's kind of come down to earth.
Yeah, but he's still hitting 291, which that's forgiven because he's
No, I
22,
know.
you but-
He's a rookie. He's gonna have his ups
Yeah.
and downs, but obviously we know when he's going good, like that bat could be lethal.
Exactly. His defense is. He's
It's
essentially
coming along.
I feel like it's coming along, but I feel like he's like learning on the job.
Yeah, no, that's 100% what it is.
So, but yeah, like we've been talking about, like the offense has just been very inconsistent. Abreu, I mean, obviously he wasn't gonna be able to do it all season, but his average dropped from like 330 to
60.
260, 270.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a home run today as we're recording, but
He's come down.
right. His defense even feels a little shaky too sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like he's booted a couple balls. There's been a couple plays that have been doubles where he's played them poorly off the wall. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's still early.
And not only that, but I'm not sure what our outfield's gonna look like in a couple months.
That's another. Yeah, it's hard to like. It's so weird to be this. Not that it's deep in the season, but at this point in the season, and you still don't have an idea of what the 2025 Red Sox are because you know that Anthony's going to come up. You know that Meyer's going to probably come up.
They deserve to.
And they deserve to. They are doing great. We'll get to their stats later, but like Anthony, he's undeniable. Like he has to be up. And
20 years old.
Yeah. What are you going to do with him? You're going to DH him, first base, outfield. Although
I don't care where he plays.
Yeah, I just want his bat in the lineup.
Yep.
Meyer is, for a team that can't hit with people on base, he seems to be doing a pretty good job in Worcester.
Yeah.
He's already got 28 RBIs down there, and but that's the thing that's weird about this team is like they seem to have no identity and they play like they have no identity. Like their offense has no. You don't know if they're a 10-run team or if they're a 2-run team because it literally is day by day.
Right.
And then, but now you also have the wrinkle of you have these 2 guys who are coming up in the next few months. Where is anyone else going to go? So it's hard to judge it.
I had sent you guys a stat last week where they were saying Roman Anthony's barrel rate at AAA this season is almost 40%. The only players in the MLB who have above a 20% last season were Judge and Ohtani.
He's doubling that at 20.
At 20.
I mean,
everything he's hitting is hard.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's undeniable.
Yep. He's like looking at the way he hits. He could be like a Mike Trout, like that type of talent.
Yeah,
that's crazy to think we might have that in the wings here.
Right, and especially a guy who last year I think he had the second hardest hit ball in the whole entire system.
MLB.
In the whole Red Sox system, but behind Rafael Devers, who is like a masher. Like that's his whole thing is in the ball hard.
7 years older than.
Yeah, exactly, and a full on Major League All-Star player. So
right.
It's just crazy. Like let's talk about that then. So the Red Sox went 6-3 this week. It's been a pretty good week. Not bad at all, but there are some things that to pick at. When Roman Anthony does come up, what would you do to
shift things around?
Yeah, or to shift things around to get his bat in the lineup as much as possible.
I think it's tough.
It is really tough.
So there's a couple ways you could go about it. Mm-hmm. You could try to get a guy like Rafael Devers to learn to play first base. This way you could bring him up in DH. Mm. You could always move a guy like Jarren Duran to right field and kind of put Wilyer Abreu, as good of a season as he is having, kind of put him on the back burner and let Roman Anthony play left. Because, I'd rather have Duran than Abreu in the lineup. Rafaela is the wild card to me because I don't really want his bat in the lineup. I'd much rather have Abreu in right, Duran in center, and Anthony in left. But Rafael has showed he's a Gold Glove outfielder. Like he makes plays. He's like Jackie Bradley.
Right.
Like he makes when balls are hit out to center field, it doesn't matter where it is. It seems like he always tracks it down, diving for it. I mean, it's like a week ago he had one at the wall. It didn't look like anybody was going to catch it based on the camera. He slammed into the wall as he was sliding. Like
that was an incredible catch.
Yeah, like you don't expect him to get to that ball, and he does.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Duran's going to get to that ball in center field.
No, he's not very good at tracking it. That's his. Yeah.
Not only that, but I also don't really want him to put his body on the line like that. He's our leadoff hitter. He's going to steal 30 bases. Like, you know, when he hits a single, if it's slowly hit into right field or center, he's going to try to get that double. There's nobody else on the team who's pushing for that.
No, not at all.
So I don't want to see him throwing his body around like that. But I also don't want to see Roman Anthony throwing his body around like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, who do you play in center? Do you keep Rafaela and move Abreu? Do you put Duran out there and move Rafaela? You know, I mean, the good thing is Rafaela plays every position, it seems. So you could always utility him. He could always find his way into games. You know, you can get him in. You start him at like third base or something. Give Bregman a day off. Bregman comes in late game as a pinch hitter. Rafaela moves out to the outfield, and you know, you can always find ways to get him in. But I just feel like you want that play out of him every day in center. So it's tough to say how the lineup should be. It really is tough. And that's not even including Marcelo Meyer.
I know, that was literally all just about Roman Anthony. And we can't figure that out. Then you're going to add another, like, potentially undeniable player to this team. Like,
it's kind of crazy.
Dude, it's rough. Like,
and like you want Trevor Story to be playing bad. So
I know,
but now Marcelo time, but like he's playing well.
Yeah, I was full on expecting a season-ending surgery by this point. No offense, but like, I mean, come on.
It's what we've seen out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to expect that when we've had him for 3 years and it happens every time. So like, you just expect it as a fan. You know, we haven't seen the Colorado Trevor Story yet. You know, even I'm not talking numbers wise. I'm talking games played. So once we see that out of him, you know, that's a little different, but we expect him to get hurt. That's just what we've seen.
Yeah.
So
it's just
it's nothing against him. It's just what we've seen.
Yeah. What else are we supposed to judge? I mean, I wasn't watching Colorado games, you know, when he was there.
Who was?
Like,
Colorado.
Not even were they?
I don't
even know if they were. But yeah, I mean, I guess what I pretty much like what you said, what you would do with Roman Anthony is pretty much what I would do. Maybe the only thing I would think is like it's like the question, like, would you sacrifice defense for better hitting, or would you sacrifice better hitting for better defense? If you were to do the better hitting for better and worse defense, you can have Roman play left, you know, learn the wall and stuff like that. Duran moves to center. Rafaela becomes the super utility guy, like you said. Maybe you send David Hamilton down because there's no point in having him there on the team if you're gonna have Rafaela be the super utility guy.
I mean, you could keep him. You could try to keep him around because his speed is great.
Yeah, and he does have deceptive pop. Like he's not like he's got decent.
But having him, I feel like coming in late games to steal bases and stuff, just giving you that threat. Like if a guy like Casas gets on,
right?
You know, like you can always have Romy Gonzalez come in, but like I don't want Romy on the base path there. Like I'd rather have David Hamilton trying to steal second base than Romy.
100%.
Like you know what I mean? So like that's how I feel about it. Like I'd like to see him in like a Quentin Berry role.
Yeah, or Dave Roberts in 2004. Yeah,
exactly. Like one of those type of roles where like you're really only bringing him in to steal bases.
Yeah.
Like, and then he plays maybe if the game goes on and he's got to stay in as a defensive replacement.
Right. And he's a capable infielder. So.
But even then, if you're like a guy like Casas comes up, like you pinch run Hamilton and then you have Romy come in and play first after.
Right.
So like you know he's just coming in to run specifically.
Yeah.
But you need guys like that if you plan on going deep.
Yeah.
So
that's. Oh man, it's like we were talking about them still like this far into the season, like I was saying, because like we really don't know.
Oh, they have no identity.
They have nothing. Yeah, I mean, like they're not bad to watch, for the most part.
But like every time you think that they're starting to gel, they just go the other way.
Right. Yeah. Even I thought that they were gonna, you know, I just want to see them win series. So when they were facing Seattle last week, I'm expecting you got your ace going out, Crochet. Hopefully he'll shut him down. And he had not a very great start.
No.
And then and then the offense wasn't really there with the exception of Bregman and that one swing by Narvaez, which was, you know, barely a home run, but he still hit a home run. But like the bullpen has been looking decent. It's just that, you know, I don't know. It's just
there's some guys in the bullpen that look good.
But
there's some guys, I mean, I feel like when they come in the game, it's like it has been the last few years. You're not sure if we even have a shot to win anymore. Like they come in the game with like a 1-run lead, and you're like, oh no,
Right.
like wild. But yeah, so but obviously when guys like Chapman and stuff come into the game, they're going to give up a run every once in a while. It's going to happen. When you throw 100 miles an hour, when you make contact, it's going to go. But, when you have certain guys coming in and it feels like every time they're coming into the game, they're walking everybody or they just can't get anybody out. I mean, I've seen some of these stat lines recently where, like, guys are coming in for less than an inning and giving up 5 hits. Like, you can't have a guy coming out of the bullpen giving up 5 hits.
Right. Yeah, definitely not. And also, like, hits batsmen.
It's been kind of pretty bad.
Yeah, even like Bayo, he returned from the IL a few days ago.
Yep.
He didn't have a terrible start, but that first inning was shaky. He ended up going 5, but his first inning, he hit 2 people. He gave up a home run to Polanco. He had the bases loaded, 1 out. They turned a nice double play. He settled down a little bit after that, but he still had 2 people. And he walked 3, struck out 3, 1 earned run through 5.
And you include the 2 hits batsmen. That's 5 guys on base for free.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, like I'll give him credit. I feel like last year's Bayo doing that would have fallen apart. He wouldn't have been able to get them a double play to get him. Like he would have been getting up the long ball. So this year that was encouraging. Yeah,
I think last year, being considered the ace of the staff, I think he felt a lot of pressure on him, and He eventually could get to maybe something like that down the road where he, could be putting up stats like he is a 1 or 2. But being as young as he is and stuff, you don't really want to put that pressure on him. It's nice having a guy like Crochet at the front now. He is the solidified ace and everybody else falls into line behind him. And, you don't expect Bayo to go out there now and just dominate a lineup. When your ace is going out there every 5th day, you want him to dominate the team he's going up against.
Exactly.
Crochet had a bad start, like you said, this last time. But he's going to bounce back.
Yeah.
We know for a fact he will based on his other starts. He just had horrible command.
Yeah.
Everything that he was throwing was a little bit outside to the left.
Yeah.
He was just pulling everything to the left. It seemed like nothing was getting over the plate.
I felt like he was trying to be a little finessey too in the first 2 innings, which kind of like he has that fastball. Like, and also, I mean, we also forget that like Garrett Crochet is learning on the job. He's still learning to be a starter. You know what I mean? Like, but when he's going, that fastball he's probably throwing over 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Goes 98, 99 miles an hour. Just throw it with movement, and like it's very hard for even the best of hitters to hit that.
Yep.
I feel like sometimes maybe he tries to add in his cutter or his changeup, and that kind of gets him in trouble, and then he gets frustrated, and then he throws that fastball like he was doing against Seattle, where like you get behind the count.
And then you're expecting it.
Yeah, and you're expecting the fastball, and you make good contact, or you just you see it like right off the hand. Maybe it's nerves or something, and like there was a couple pitches where like way off the plate.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's 1 start. He's still our ace. He's gonna be our ace for a long time, but it's one of those starts where you watch and you're like, oh, this guy is still learning. You know what I mean? And it kind of like.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, every good pitcher is going to go out there and have a bad game.
Yeah.
So far, he's been very dominant to this point. He seems to never really walk anybody. This last start, how many people did he walk?
He walked 5.
5 people. That's
career high.
Career high.
Yeah.
Yeah, like uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah.
Like
I don't expect it to happen much going forward.
Exactly. So like he just had terrible command, and you could tell he was trying to do adjustments in the game. And at one point, I'm not sure if it was the 3rd inning or the 4th, he started pulling into the right-handed batter's box. Like instead of going way outside on the right-handed hitters, he was coming like a foot inside on them. You could tell that he was trying to like do an adjustment to get the ball over because he was throwing everything left. So he was trying to get it over to the right, but he was making too much of an adjustment and he was pulling everything too far inside.
Yeah.
You could tell he was getting frustrated with
it.
But that's just, it's going to happen. It happens with every pitcher. We don't expect him to go out there and honestly pitch like 99, 2000 Pedro. Like that's unrealistic.
Definitely not expecting that.
But if by the end of the season he's got a 3 ERA or less, like that's great.
Yeah.
So you're going to give up your runs.
Yeah.
But if he comes back next time and strikes out 10 batters and walks 1 guy,
Yeah.
not going to think anything of it.
Even the best pitchers had 5 walk games, you know?
Yeah. Look at Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, for a long time in his career, had no control.
Mm. Yeah,
and was still dominant.
Yeah.
So
sometimes, like, the best pitchers tend to be, like, the ones that, like, combine, like, the art of just throwing. Like, you know, because I feel like Crochet is still, like, trying to find that middle line between pitching and throwing.
Yep.
And the ones that find that middle line, which I think Crochet is on the way to becoming, again, he's still learning, but I think once he gets more to that medium between, and I think he was trying to do it on Seattle, which kind of messed him up, but trying to be a good pitcher, aiming his spots on his off-speed stuff. Off-speed, he's still in the mid-90s, but to his fastball and stuff, like, if you combine the throwing and the pitching, like, it's so dominant.
Right at that point, you're not pitching anymore.
Yeah.
You're just throwing to the catcher.
Yeah, and then you just kind of know what you're going to get 9 times out of 10.
Right.
And he's still working on that. Right now, I mean, he's had one bad start. Like, you know.
Right.
So
it's going to happen. Like
yeah.
you said, it's gonna happen. You know, Pedro had bad starts. You know, Johnson had bad starts. Every pitcher in history has had bad starts. It's just going to happen. Some days you just don't have it. I mean, it's not like, it doesn't look like there was anything wrong. You know, it's not like his fastball was down 3 or 4 miles an hour on the day or anything. He just couldn't locate. It happens sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like that, I mean, like, it's different than that Toronto start where he didn't do too good because it was 34 degrees out.
Right.
So that's when you knew that the reason why he was struggling was because it was cold. His fastball, I think, topped out like 95 that day. This time it was just one of those days.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But, I mean, overall, their starting rotation really isn't bad. I think they have the 4th best ERA in the league.
Yeah, I mean, Bueller's come around
Walker,
his last 2.
I was about to bring up Walker Buehler. His last 2 starts have been really good. He seems to be not playoff Buehler, but
in between,
you know,
yeah.
he's been a really good number 2.
Yeah,
and
he's been good for us.
Yeah, and I mean, even like we were talking about Sean Newcomb, who is of course from Massachusetts, as you guys know.
Oh yeah,
number 1 stat.
Number 1 stat, only stat.
Only thing that he's every year that he's been from Massachusetts, that's what he's been known for.
Mm-hmm.
This year he's 0-3, but his ERA is 4.43 for number 5. That's not great, but then, you know, I mean, for someone who's going to be replaced probably by Wednesday because Giolito's expected to come back.
Right.
It's okay. It's
I
not
want to see
good.
what happens if they move him to the bullpen as like a long reliever.
I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. I mean, who would you take out in that? Would you take out Bernardino?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's hard.
Bernardino is more of like, you could leave Bernardino kind of as like a 1-inning lefty, where you would move him in as multiple innings. I honestly don't know. Like
Justin Wilson, maybe.
The Red Sox lost.
Oh, they lost. Breaking news.
Zach Kelly, something like that. Like, I mean, I feel like we have a lot of righties.
Yeah.
Especially with like Liam Hendricks coming back and stuff like that. Like, I feel like you can kind of one of the lesser right-handed arms.
Yeah.
At least give a shot with him in the bullpen, because he could eat you up 2 or 3 innings. The only thing is it seems like his first innings has been his worst. So I also don't want that coming out of the bullpen in his first inning, giving up 3-4 runs. And it's like,
right.
No, that was good. So I don't know. Maybe it's just, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe when Giolito comes back, this is it for him.
Yeah, and we also got Richard Fitz coming back soon.
I think he deserves to be.
Yeah,
in the rotation.
for sure. I mean, that's another thing too that we were talking about Anthony and Meyer earlier. You got Giolito coming back and Fitz coming back.
Yep.
And Hunter fucking Dobbins is also really good.
Yeah, I know.
John Dobish.
Been pretty good for us.
Yeah, he's been his 2 starts. He's looked really good.
Loves his hot salad.
And he loves his hot salad. It's important to me you remember that.
Yes, important.
But yeah, no, like they have there's a lot of good things going on for this team, but I just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, cause like we said.
When you say you remember, are you being truthful?
It's important.
It's important you remember it.
I always remember them having good chicken tenders.
They were always out of chicken.
Sad. But yeah, no. Back to the point. Yeah, no. The pitching staff right now, they're in a weird spot because it's gonna be weird to see as these guys come back what they do. Obviously, Bayo's staying.
Yep.
Bueller's staying. Crochet's staying.
Sure about that last one?
You know, so like you got those 3 guys as solidified in your 5.
Yeah.
And then you have Giolito, Fitz, and Hunter Dobbins. So
It's
I
not
almost
bad.
said Dobbish.
That's him, dude. John Dobbins.
But like I don't want them to go with 6.
No, I don't. I don't want that.
Like,
either.
I don't want that.
No.
I want Crochet pitching every 5 days.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. Like, don't.
You're gonna go 6-man rotation. That's fine, but he's pitching every 5 days.
Yeah. Oh, 100. Yeah, for
Like,
sure. Yeah. I mean, either way though, like if you, regardless, like if they have the 5-man rotation, what they're gonna have the 5-man rotation. Whoever you put in the bullpen is gonna help out that bullpen immensely because outside of 3 arms, there's not many people in the bullpen I really trust.
Dude,
You know,
we completely forgot about Tanner Houck.
Oh my God,
good.
that
We
guy.
overlooked him.
Oh yeah, how can we
Wonder why.
overlook? Yeah, what did he do recently? That would make
He
us
pitched
overlook?
today.
He did pitch today, and the Red Sox gave him a 3-run lead on a home run by Abreu, and then he's like, I don't like
Immediately
that.
blew it.
Here's 4.
So,
And then he settled down, but still,
yeah,
his ERA's just under 8 now, I believe.
which is terrible.
No, and a far cry from Tanner Houck of last season.
To see him go from being an all-star to a guy that you don't even want in your rotation right now
Yeah,
is incredible.
yeah. I mean, even before we went on the pod, I was like, when Giolito comes back, do you maybe put Houck in the bullpen? If you're at the point now where you have to, it's not a surefire like, do we pick Newcomb or do we pick Tanner Houck? That's an issue. You know what I mean? Because
Right. I know statistically, Newcomb has a lower ERA.
Yeah,
Like, you would want him pitching in the 5 slot instead of Houck.
right.
Like,
And Houck has just been his swing and miss stuff isn't there this
he needs
year.
to figure it out.
Yeah, there definitely seems to be something going on. Maybe it's
Confidence?
it could be confidence issues. I mean, you get whacked around.
Not only that, but I mean, once you go out and you have an all-star first half, and then you have a real decline in your second half stats, maybe that's looming over into this year. Maybe he just doesn't have that confidence because, what he was doing right in the first half last year might have been what was going wrong in the second half of last year.
Right.
Teams might have made an adjustment and figured him out, and if that's the case, he's got to make an adjustment and figure it out.
And how do you implement that?
Unless adjustment?
Because I mean, it should be abundantly clear now that he needs an adjustment. It doesn't seem like he's really doing much of it. Although he had 6 strikeouts today.
Yeah,
but
I mean, which is
it's good for
that's
him
what
this
it
season.
needs. That's where it's really going to change.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to get more swing and misses, and if that's being more deceptive with your pitch types, just, using more of what you don't, using different pitches and pitch counts. Maybe he's predictable. Maybe in 2-1 counts he's like 90% throwing fastball. We don't have those stats, but it could always be something like that. Where you don't expect it to be, and that's where you need to figure out the adjustment. Like, maybe in a 2-1 count he needs to throw more changeups or switch things up a little bit instead of maybe he's the scouting reports. Maybe he's trying to be too much of what the scouting report's telling him, and it's causing him to be off. Yeah,
could be. Yeah,
it could be over. Like the same thing with Crochet. You're trying too hard to hit a spot that you don't hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I would kind of pivot him right now. I would put him in the bullpen and let him, because I mean, he's really like, is he more than a 2-pitch guy? I feel like it's just fastball slider. Like, it's kind of like
a fastball.
He doesn't throw a fastball?
Well,
he's got like a splitter or something.
The splitter and slider. That's like the only 2 he really throws predominantly, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like that's really. I mean, like last year it worked out well for the first half of the year, but like.
But you're right. I mean, that's
relief pitcher stuff.
That's relief pitching stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you look at that, like, their bullpen now. Like when I said earlier that there's not many people I trust in the bullpen. The only 2 I fully trust, 3 actually, is Whitlock, Chapman, and Slayton. Right. Slayton has been dominant lately. And he's thrown 2 pitches, fastball, curveball, and both of them look amazing. Chapman,
yeah, but I mean,
fastball and slider.
Both of his pitches have crazy movement.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when slider's going good, when Houck is going good, his slider is very.
Oh yeah, I know.
Very dominant. So maybe taking off the pressure of being a starter, like kind of like you did with Nick Pivetta, and put him in the bullpen and really work on those 2 pitches. It could at least, and maybe even slowly work on a 3rd pitch. It could bring back his confidence in some kind of way. That's what I would consider doing.
Something's got to change.
Yeah.
Some adjustment needs to be made, either by the coaching staff or him. Something needs to change. Obviously, you can't keep a guy in the starting rotation who's got an 8 ERA.
No.
You're gonna lose every time he starts.
Yeah. Exactly. Like today.
Yeah. You're gonna lose every time.
Yeah.
Like you're putting yourself in a hole every start with a guy who's giving up 8 runs in 9 innings, like consistently.
Especially when your offense is having trouble
Scoring
hitting.
runs to
Yeah,
begin with.
yeah. You don't want to already have your team down, and then today when they do score runs in the first inning, you're like, sweet, 3-run home run again, best team in baseball, 3-run home runs. You hit a 3-run home run today, and you're like, this is awesome. And then Houck goes out there, and within 7 batters, Cleveland has the lead 4-3, and you're like,
What happened?
what, dude? Like
Yeah. Well, to bring to that point, as you say, 3-run homers, Triston Casas has hit a couple recently.
Oh yeah,
And his bat is one of the reasons why we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
He's one of a few guys in the lineup who's batting under 200. Recently he's had his couple home runs. He had a single today.
Yeah.
But I mean, up to this point, this is a guy who we're expecting to hit anywhere between 25 on the low side and hopefully 40 home runs.
Yeah.
And to get under 200 with 3 home runs at this point, and it seems like he's not really driving the ball. I mean, I'm in a party on Xbox with Matt the other day, and I'm like, oh, Casas is up. Bet he rolls it over to second base. What did he do, Matt?
He rolled it over to second base.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And then he said, oh, he's probably going to strike out. And then he struck out.
Weird.
Yeah, weird how that happened.
And then he walked away, and of course he hit a 3-run home run.
And it was funny, in the at-bat where I said he was going to strike out, at first I thought he was going to hit a home run. And then as the at-bat went along, I went, oh, he's striking out. And that happened.
That's exactly what happened.
So I was one at-bat off on the home run.
It's true.
Yeah, no, but he's someone that is so important to the lineup, and the fact that he is so bad right now. Those 2 home runs were great, but at the end of both games, they didn't matter. I think they were already winning the first game pretty handily, and then they were losing the second game pretty handily, and he hit the home runs. So, and also, he can't hit a fucking starting pitcher.
No, terrible
Like,
against
at
starting
all.
pitching.
I don't want...
Really good against bullpen.
Yeah, but...
Terrible against starting pitching.
Jesus Christ, dude. Like...
I know, it's like kind of hard to believe the numbers against starting
Yeah.
pitching. Like, when you're hearing 2 for 46 against starting pitching recently, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a
That's
lot
a lot of games where you're not getting hits.
Yeah. There's a lot of stats, I feel like, with this whole offense that's just so annoying, but Casas is...
I mean, that first base issue right now is becoming such a thing that Vaughn Grissom is taking reps at first base in AAA.
Yeah, not only that, he's doing well.
Yeah.
So, like, Mo Vaughn Grissom is on the prowl.
I know, it's
He's on the
crazy.
rise.
Mo Vaughn Grissom
Yeah.
going to be playing first base.
Yeah, dude, Mo Vaughn's like, I took HGH 3 weeks later. Vaughn Grissom's like,
I'm playing first
okay,
base.
I'm going to play first base, and Mo Vaughn Grissom.
We just have to hope
coming
that
together.
at some point in time, someone hits someone, they charge the mound, and he just comes over and pummels them.
Spears him like Braun Breaker. Splits him in half.
That's how we'll know he really learned.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
dude's huge.
LeBron Breaker. Who the fuck is that?
Braun Breaker, wrestler.
Oh.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Who the fuck is Braun Breaker? LeBron Breaker.
LeBron Breaker. Get over here. Snap him right in half.
But yeah, no, what do you give Casas a lot more leeway? Like how what's your leash on Casas? Like how much
Me
longer can you go
personally, like I want to believe that he's gonna become that 40 home run guy or close to it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem
Same
like
reaction.
it's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I'm not convinced at all that
No,
it's
it just doesn't seem like I don't know what it is with him. I mean, his rookie season, we see him hit 25 home runs. He misses most of last year. And then at the end of the year, he has a 3 home run game. You're like, okay, maybe, he's starting to turn it around, hopefully for next season. And I mean, to start off the way he is this year, it's so disappointing.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's getting to the point with me, like, if they give him like another week or so and he really doesn't start turning it around, like I'm talking a couple multi-hit games or at least a hit every game, something like that to at least show that he's starting to head in the right direction. Like, it might be time. I mean, he dropped from 4th in the lineup to 7th.
Yep.
Like, at that point, maybe it's time for a replacement. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody else can come in. I mean, for God's sakes, every time Romy comes in, it seems like he's getting on base.
Yeah, no, Romy might be like, I think he was the best pinch hitter in baseball last year. I know
he's
that.
solid off the bench.
You have 2 studs coming off your bench in Ref Snyder and
2
and
good right-handed
Romy.
bats.
Yeah, Romy, and it's just, and yeah, And I mean, not that Romy's a great defensive first baseman, but neither is Triston Casas. So like,
No, terrible,
And he's
actually.
hitting the ball. Yeah, Triston Casas has not improved at all since being in the major leagues.
And I've seen him, I think, twice this year already, just drop balls that are like thrown to him.
Dude, I mean,
Like, doesn't even catch it.
I remember the home opener when Trevor Story made that great play, the spin around throw, and it was
know,
right to
center
his
field.
glove, and he fucking just dropped it.
Yep.
Error. I mean, I don't know if it cost him much at that, but still,
It's not the
regardless.
point, though. It's
It's
like,
the-
that's easy. I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't bounce or
It was a
anything. He threw it
perfect
right
throw.
to you.
Yeah, it was right in his
You
glove.
gotta
and he just
catch
dropped
that.
it. And like, yeah, he's got a cool personality. Like we've been watching the doc. He seems like a pretty funny guy.
It seems like a good dude, but
but
like
I'm
that
not-
doesn't help on
yeah.
the baseball field.
As a fan, sometimes I just want to I want to see what you do on the field. You know.
Right. There's got to be productivity.
Yeah, exactly.
Like especially in Boston. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we expect as fans to be competitive every season,
Yeah.
not to have 4 guys in the lineup batting under 200.
Right, and I think what makes it even like, as longtime fans like we are, when you see Triston Casas, who when Chaim Bloom was here, they never went after first baseman's like even when Anthony Rizzo was on
know.
the market and then the Yankees ended up trading for him. The rumors he was going to go to the Red Sox, they decided to pass on him because they had no real defense. Like they went with Dahlback, they went with so and so. The reason why is because we got Triston Casas waiting in the wings. This kid's gonna be legit. It's been 3 years, 4 years, and it's like a whole, the whole picture of like how little they've been investing in the team is kind of like, to me, like with Triston Casas, like, oh no, we'll go with the cheap guy and like the guy that doesn't play first base playing
It's
first
the-
because we have the young guy coming up and the young guy gets here and he's
Dude, it's starting.
Average,
It's
below
really
average.
starting to look like the whole thing. Like, oh, we have Adrian Beltre, but we don't need him. We have Will Middlebrooks.
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
that type of
yeah.
mentality.
And
Like,
Adrian Beltre had the best 1 year contract in the history of baseball.
and then he goes on to have 1,000 hits after he leaves Boston.
And
Like
becomes
Will
a Hall of Famer.
Middlebrooks didn't get 1,000 hits in his career.
Great analyst though.
Like, you know what I mean?
300 hits.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
but it's just the point of, Adrian Beltre goes on to be a Hall of Famer, and they were like, no, Will Middlebrooks is going to be so good that, like, sometimes when you have proven talent, it's better to go with proven talent in a situation like that. The Red Sox just, I feel like, wait too long.
Yeah.
Like, they give too much of the benefit of the doubt because they want to be cheap.
Yeah, and I mean, a really good example of that is Bobby Dahlbeck, like we just talked about. Bobby Dahlbeck had that great.
Felt like he was around for so long.
Yeah, but this is a guy that whatever year it was where he was like
He hit 34 homers
Yeah.
in the minors or whatever.
Yeah, and then he came up to Boston like in the second half of the year. I think he had like one of the best OPSs in base. He was really good. You should have sold high on that guy there, but then you keep on bringing him back, and he keeps on getting worse and worse. And then you release him or DFA him, and now he's a backup first baseman in Chicago. You could have potentially gotten at least a decent arm for the guy, but you
Right.
held on for him too long because you expected more out of him.
Yep.
And it's just like I don't like the fact that we're at the point now where it's like, instead of thinking, oh, Triston Casas really could be a 30 to 110 home run, 110 RBI kind of guy, and we're comparing him more to Bobby Dahlbeck.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we have to even have that
What it feels
comparison.
like.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, you think about Triston Casas' MLB career, it's like really, he had that really great second half 1 year, and then ever since then has been hurt and not really producing when he does play. It's very similar to a Bobby Dahlbeck-esque player.
Right, and it's not like he has like any other thing where it's a Gold Glove first baseman, or he's got speed where he beats the ball out. Like
Yeah.
he's the slowest guy on the team.
Yep.
He's terrible defensively.
Yeah.
Like sometimes is botching easy plays. It's like I don't know. Maybe AAA is a good place to go.
Yeah, figure it out again,
Yeah, exactly. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Understand that life isn't always going to be you in the majors if you're not playing well.
Yeah.
That's how baseball works. It's a business.
Right. When you're at 174 with 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, and the whole.
And they expected you to be like
Yeah.
a major part of the
You got a
lineup.
590 OPS this late. Well, it's not late, but like this late into the season, and there just comes a point, especially in the offseason, when Craig Breslow and even Triston Casas were saying like, oh, he's a difference maker. He's a potential 40-120 guy, and then you come in the season, and you have a couple 3-run home runs. Like, I don't know, and you're still playing shit defense, and it's like.
40 at bats.
And I know they don't play
20 strikeouts.
and I know they don't play the same
He's a
position.
40-120 guy.
41-20, dude.
Exactly.
40.
But it's like then you look at a guy like Roman Anthony down in AAA. They can't find a spot to play him right now, and the guy is crushing the ball. And it's like we have a guy like Casas in the lineup, and guy can't hit his way out of a paper bag.
Right.
And you have a guy in the minor leagues who is showing that he doesn't deserve to be there at all.
Yeah, he's much better than what they're.
So it's
around.
just wild to me that like the Red Sox, it almost feels like they don't want to be wrong again. So it's like no, there's no way this is going to happen again. But we just have to let him keep playing because eventually he'll figure it out and we'll be right.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that
Everything on this cup is wrong.
Oh yeah, yep, 100%.
I started looking. All I saw was this face. Sorry to change the subject. I'm drinking out of this cup, and it's got. I won't say pocket monsters on it. I don't want to get copyrighted. Pokemon. Ah!
Lou Big on behalf of Pokemon.
And it just none of these names are right. And the face on this guy, I was like, what is going on? And then I started looking at it more, and then I saw this Vaporeon was called Vapemon. And I was really confused. And this one's just called ESPN.
ESPN.
Glazed donut, like. Sorry. So yeah, perfect. Anyway, what are we talking about? Triston Casas.
Triston Casas is great.
Roman Anthony.
41-20 guy.
Yeah, it's just
40 hits, 120 strikeouts. I'm telling you, that's a 41-20 guy.
it is, I mean, statistically, yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's just not the ones you want.
Yeah, I don't think that's what Breslow was talking about, but he won't be wrong at the end of the day.
Honestly, though, if he struck out 120 times for the year, that really wouldn't be that bad.
That's fine.
No, that's pretty.
You're not gonna lose.
But if 120 at this
But if you
point
only
in
have
the
40
season,
hits,
that's
yeah.
really bad.
Yeah. But if you only have 40 hits on top, maybe Vaughn Grissom needs to be up here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, something's got to change.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Would you call up Vaughn Grissom to Boston, see how he does at first, or would you?
If Casas continues playing the way he does, yeah. I mean, I'm willing to try anything at this point. I mean, I'd give Romy Gonzalez the everyday nod at first if Vaughn Grissom doesn't work out either. Like, you know, I'm willing to try anything. There's no point of keeping a guy in the lineup who's batting under 200.
No.
I mean, at the way he's going to hit us 20 home runs this year and bat 170.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Carlos Pena batted 170, but he'd hit 45 home runs.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take that.
Right.
You know, I mean, as much as I don't want it, at least he was putting up home runs.
Yeah, or like Chris Davis. At least he was crushing home runs with his.
You know, you're not even doing that. You're hitting 3 a month. Like, that's not good enough.
No, that is like I said, especially with all the promise. I mean, he started off the cleanup spot.
Yeah,
like you were saying, I was dropped to 7th spot. You know, it's like you're batting ahead of Blake Sable, whatever his name is.
Yeah, like you're coming up at the end of the lineup now. Like they thought you were gonna be a thumper who was gonna just knock in runs, and instead you're batting, like you're coming up right before the guys who are basically in every lineup are expected to make outs.
Yeah, your backup catcher.
Yeah, exactly. And your 9-hitter who is a good player, but you know, so far has been a 250 hitter in his career. You know,
put it this way: he's a second-year number 9 hitter.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Doesn't happen often.
Like,
usually, you move up at least once.
Yeah.
You know.
he's jumped around, but
they're like, you need to stay here, sit on.
You're a 9 guy.
I mean, honestly, it's a really good spot for him with his speed because if he does get on base, you get Duran up next.
Yeah.
And then with Duran's speed, if you get a guy like Rafaela on first, Duran hits a slow ball into the outfield, and now he's trying to push for second. You have so much speed coming around that they have to think maybe he's going to try to score. So they might let Duran just get into second base easily because they don't want to take the chance that throwing it to second, he's going to come around to score.
I mean, unfortunately, with the way the Red Sox are going,
I know,
if you're a
that
pitcher,
never
you'd be like, oh, runner on second, third, I'm going to get the next 3 outs easy.
Easy.
They're not going to even get a
Leave
single.
runners on base?
Yeah.
No problem.
I know you guys we didn't watch the game, but the end of the game ended with we got a guy on first, a guy on second, and 3 outs. So
yeah, that's about right.
Hey,
there
man.
was a guy on second and third, and then we got the 3rd out.
Yep.
So
I didn't even know that.
yeah, I know. Couple strikeouts. I think Bregman and Story struck out.
Oh. Yeah, they must throw 96 miles an hour, and they can't hit that.
Bregman
That's
can.
fast.
Oh, Bregman can, yeah, but for Trevor Story?
Trevor Story so far this year hasn't been able to hit like over 95 at all. Our lineup like against over 95 miles an hour is like under 200.
It's second worst in baseball behind
Why don't we
Chicago.
Yeah, like
Had batting practice against somebody who could throw fast.
You have
Really that,
novel
like,
idea.
there's so many things you can do.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
Many.
so many things.
like
2025, there's a million things you can do.
yeah, especially now with like the VR stuff, like Win
Yeah, right.
Reality and stuff. You can simulate the exact pitcher you're gonna go up against.
Yeah.
like that's how in depth that
Do
shit
that.
is now. Exactly.
Just do that.
Prepare.
Yeah, exactly. Be ready to play baseball.
Oh, I couldn't hit the fastball today. I'll try again tomorrow. How about you get in the batting cage and you try to hit it today?
Yeah, right.
Get ready for tomorrow.
Like, come on, let's go. Oh, with their loss today, they are back at 500. So
That's where we wanted to be.
yep,
That's, that sounds right. Like we said, it just seems like 6-3. Here we go.
Yep.
We got to even it out.
Yep.
It just seems that way.
Help out this team. Anthony Rendon, how's he doing?
Oh, hold on.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he's a really great guy. Did you find anything on Anthony Rendon? Yeah, he's doing good, right?
So much stuff I have to keep searching.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, he really has a lot of good things going on.
Yeah. No, he's not doing anything.
Anthony.
Yeah, I couldn't
Damn.
find anything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was searching for so long.
How much money is he collecting this year?
$38 million.
That's a lot.
That is a scam. He's a good scam artist, dude.
Helping the team.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's really fun.
Yeah, he's helping the team team worth.
Yeah. The
Money
payroll.
wise?
Yeah, they would have
Payroll.
imagine that they would have a lower payroll if he was not like if he
There'd be
didn't get
one
paid.
less check to write. If it
Exactly.
wasn't
Yeah, and he's helping them write one more check.
keeping a job for
Exactly.
payroll. That's
You know
so
what?
nice.
We don't want unemployed baseball players
Or payroll.
or payroll. Yeah.
You do have an unemployed baseball player for the most
How
part.
many games do you think he's going to play in his career from this point on?
From this point on, Anthony Rendon.
0. He'll play a lot of games his last season and then retire. He'll have like one bounce back season and be like, ha!
Yeah, I'm done.
You thought
I loved
Plays
it,
140 games, hits 310.
You thought I loved
25
baseball,
home
huh?
runs. Every time it's a home run, I
No,
love
he never
baseball.
thought that.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Not ruling it out is all I'm saying. But yeah, he's doing good.
I'm happy to
That's
hear
good
that.
to hear.
I'm happy to hear that. Doing good. Speaking of doing good, the Red Sox, 14-14.
Yeah, that's 500.
It's a year after they finished 81-81.
Yeah, no,
Some things just
we're
never change.
on pace.
Yeah, 95 and 95. Ooh, yeah, dude, I love it. This year's different, you know?
Yeah,
You can feel it, magic in the air.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Let's hope that the second game of the doubleheader is tonight. And maybe.
Well, the last time we did a podcast and there was a doubleheader, they
Yep.
scored like 20 runs, 13 runs, 14 runs. It was
18
great.
runs, yeah.
Oh,
Blow their load in one
Yep,
game.
yeah.
They're like, whoa.
They're like, let's score 18 today and score 1 tomorrow.
Yep.
And that's exactly it.
We'll score 18 today, 5 for the rest of the week.
But it's 23 for the week.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, we were scoring at least 3 runs a game.
Yeah,
we
but you
didn't. We
didn't.
didn't have what?
But you didn't.
Oh.
But you didn't.
Well, it felt that way.
Yeah, I mean,
Statistically.
To who?
according to numbers, we
the-
did pretty good.
Huh. Not us. Well, on other news,
Yeah?
I mean, I know you guys didn't get to hear that last episode, but they were talking about Stomp.
Oh.
I had never seen Stomp. I was never privileged to see Stomp before,
Yeah, yep.
but now
Now he's seen Stomp.
I've seen some of Stomp, and I'm really confused.
It's really good.
Why is it a thing?
Everything is percussions.
Why is it a thing?
Because the 90s were different, man.
Don't get us copyrighted again. We don't need this.
Yeah, right.
They'll know.
Dude, Stomp's gonna
They'll
come-
know. They'll know.
Stomp's gonna send us a
Nothing
message of just
going
like
on here.
drum noise, drum noise, drum noise.
All right,
Can't
well,
do
why
that.
don't I just... I got a better idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
I'm
are you
just confused about the whole thing because they made it, right? Okay.
A lot of
Things are made, and it doesn't always have to be good. But this was watched, apparently a lot.
Yeah,
I saw it in
a lot.
school many a time.
My older brother was a huge fan, and I watched it almost every week with him.
Why is this a thing?
I don't know. I hated it as a kid. It's the worst.
I didn't believe it when you guys were telling me about it. When you guys were like, yeah, he's like sweeping the floor, and he's like banging on pipes,
In a sewer.
and I was like,
Why are there this many people in the sewer?
I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then they showed it to me, and scene by scene, I was becoming more and more puzzled.
Yeah.
This is just classic HBO. You know, this is their prime
the other
time
part that
HBO.
gets
box
me.
Home box
Wanna
office.
see that.
They were like,
That's-
In your home.
That's
do
the other
people
thing
need
that
to
gets
see?
me. The same company that brings you Game of Thrones and The Sopranos, The Last of Us, Stomp.
Stomp.
Like, what?
You know, they
No
should,
sense.
They should bring back Stomp, but they should theme it after like one of their big IPs, like a Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones Stomp
Stop.
would be
Here we go.
awesome. Imagine
The
seeing a
White
dragon.
Walkers.
That dragon's.
I got you guys. Ready? 1 hour of random sounds, public domain collection.
Oh, perfect.
That's,
All right, here we go.
there
Okay,
It's basically Stomp, in case nobody else knows what Stomp is.
Terrible. That's what that is.
I think it's
No, that's like white noise, but
Yeah, I like
Hold on,
bubbles.
I got
like
more.
bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in a second they're gonna start bashing on pipes probably.
That's pretty close.
This is pretty much it. But humans were doing this live.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Public
too,
domain.
is like, was this a traveling thing? Like,
I
would,
think
you-
it
would
was-
people go pay to see Stomp? Like, oh, it's traveling around.
I
We gotta go
think
see
it
it today
was.
at the local theater.
I'm pretty sure that there was like.
I'm sure they
it was
still
a
do.
live tour. Yeah, they have to
That's
still
Haley
tour.
saying that she's seen Stomp.
Oh, that's right. I think she did mention
She
that.
might have. Oh my.
So we're seeing
It
it
should
next
not
time
be
they
a
come
thing.
around,
No.
right? You sure?
We'll
We
go.
can make our own stomp.
It's
We
been
go. We'll
can
vlog
do
it.
it. Yeah.
Touring
No.
since
Yeah.
1991. It's still touring.
I think they'd be disappointed
How
if
do you
we vlogged.
vlog stomp? Just sitting there like in the crowd. All right.
Well, that's the thing. Is like
the
if we
guy
whip out a
sweeping.
camera, they're gonna be like, "Hey, you
Hey,
put that camera
whoa,
away."
This is important artwork, sir. Please put your phone away. Put your camera
But
away.
at the same time, I feel like we need to vlog it. If
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
yeah, for sure.
Wait, it might be over.
We can do an honest review,
It might be
and it'll
over.
be.
It might be over.
It might be
What?
over.
Oh man, can't go see it.
Damn it, man.
Hopes and dreams ruined.
Yep. Man, I'm gonna miss that.
Are you?
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word.
I just
Only 11,000 shows they did though.
11,000.
that's 10,999 too many.
After the first show, they're like, "Yeah, we shouldn't do this again."
First show, record it for HBO. Leave it at that.
Just the
I
guy
don't think
sweeping.
it was recorded for HBO. That was like 9 years into Stomp. They were into Stomp. They said.
Oh, so HBO was like, "We got to capitalize on
I'm
this
pretty
incredible
sure.
live
Well,
touring
let's see,
show."
let's see.
We're HBO. We know what we're doing.
They said this has been on tour for how long? We're coming to make a video about it.
We're gonna make a whole show out of this.
We are gonna make you guys famous. People who can't pay to see
Oh,
your
it's
show.
British. It all makes sense.
It's all making sense now.
now I
Beans
get it.
and toast.
Yeah, beans
Mm-hmm.
and fiddle flaps.
Yeah, just
Some
no
puns.
special special.
That's 100%
Yes,
great.
that's absolute governor.
Mm-hmm. Need a jacket potato with a big old scoop of tuna.
Tasty.
Yeah, some spotted dick.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait. I just want you guys to hear. Just Stomp was created by Steve McNicholas and Lucas Cresswell in 1991. The performer used a variety of everyday objects as percussion instruments in their shows. Cresswell and McNicholas first worked together in 1981 as members of the street band Pookie Snackenberger.
Stop this right now. Stop this right now. Stomp is starting to make more and more sense now. It's all coming together, the pieces.
Pookie Snackenberger.
All one word.
How do you even come up with that name?
Hey, right, so I got a good idea, right?
Oh,
Pookie
yeah.
Snackenberger is
So
what it
there you
is.
go.
Oh, perfect.
So that's what you do. You
No,
become Pookie Snackenberger, then you sweep.
Then you make Stomp. Unreal.
Yep. And HBO is like, gotta have
I
it.
got it. This is good.
We need this.
People will watch this, and they were
And then,
right.
And there's
I
my
guess.
brother. Wow.
How they do that?
I love this.
Dude, you see that? He's like putting his fingers on a window and wow, amazing. That's art.
I'll watch this again tomorrow.
And I'm just a kid sitting there like, I could be outside.
I
I could be doing anything else.
That was a music class. We watched it more than one year. Don't know why. Maybe she forgot she showed us last year or something. We had to watch it again.
Probably. I mean, it's very.
God.
I mean, it's hard to forget Stomp actually.
just
There's
feel
no way
like-
she forgot. There's no way.
No. She definitely didn't forget. This is like
She just
that
wanted
was in your
fortune.
music class, right? In middle school,
Elementary school.
elementary school. Okay, so in middle school, I was in chorus class. You know how many times I saw Phantom of the Opera? Way too many. Like
Makes
probably 10 times we watched Phantom of the Opera. Every time we would go in there and we wouldn't be doing something, like if she had to do other things or we had a substitute, it was just Phantom of the Opera.
Makes sense.
Like
Doesn't.
it over and over and
Talking about
over and
Are
over.
they singing that?
Oh
they?
yeah.
Yeah, they sing in
no,
Family
no.
Opera, right?
But why would you need to see it more than once?
Because it's
A lot.
It's important
You didn't
art.
have any other movie?
No.
No, they're like
Could have watched the Newsies or something. That's musical.
Christian Bale.
Sound of
Pass.
Music? Huh?
Christian Bale. Pass.
Sound of Music?
Sound of Music?
Not real.
No, that's not musical at all.
No.
No,
No.
I saw The Sound of
It's just
Music in
about
music class.
rules, right?
One music class. I don't know which one.
The only thing I remember about music class in middle school was that we learned about the Paul is dead theory for like the
Yeah.
whole year.
But yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was fun.
Would you have Miss Weber?
Yeah.
She's like a principal now.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, good for her, man.
Cedar Hill.
Congrats, Miss Weber.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw her and I brought up that when I saw her. I was like, remember we talked about the beat. That was really interesting.
Oh my god.
Good old fall.
Fall.
Yeah, Fall. Paul didn't have a mustache, but Fall had a mustache.
He was driving down the road, and there was a puddle, and he hit it and crashed into a tree.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, George Harrison, tell me more.
We started calling him Fall.
Super real.
For a false pole.
We started incorporating it in all of our music.
You just used to hear it.
Paul is dead. Oh my God.
Love, take me down.
Paul is
to
dead.
Fall. See, that's a false pole.
False Paul.
I think that's wings. It's wings.
Ah, wait, wings. Yeah, playing some wings. Love, take me down to the street. Yeah. Not wings. It's not wings. No, I'm pretty sure it's wings.
That's nobody. Nobody sings that.
But yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, we're gonna do guess the war, right? Or how did you want to do that? Because I have one I want to do because that's just something that always makes me laugh.
Pair two players against each other and
Yeah.
make us guess who had the higher war career.
How about for their seasons right now?
Okay. Oh God.
And Jose Ramirez or Barry Bonds? Because I heard at least one person say Jose Ramirez is better than Barry Bonds. Maybe it was Jose Ramirez who said it, but you gotta guess right now who's got the higher war. Actually, who's got higher every single stat in those 12 years?
Well, it has to be Jose Ramirez.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct,
I knew it.
correct,
I'll
correct.
play devil's advocate and say Barry Bonds.
Correct. He's better at every single thing. It's not even close.
I can't even believe that.
Better than Bonds.
That's what I've heard.
I remember them showing a statistic saying how it was like close. I don't know how they showed that. I don't know. Some weird ESPN MLB.
They find
network.
anything they can.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, it's close. No, it's fucking not.
Jose Ramirez and Barry. No.
They're really close in All-Star vote. In All-Stars, they were one was a 7-time All-Star in that time, and one was a 6. And they're close in Silver Sluggers.
That's
But let's
about
see,
it.
WAR. He's only 40 WAR underneath, 91.8 to 51.8. He's got 300 less games, 1,400 less at bats. Plate appearances, 250 less hits, 120 less home runs,
God damn.
200 less RBIs, 150 less stolen bases.
How many less walks?
Yeah. That's gotta be
It's not on
astronomical.
here. I gotta like look for that real quick. 600, 600 less walks.
Oh, not bad.
Well, you know, well,
That's
200 less,
600.
200 less strikeouts.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a good ratio.
So there you go. There's something.
Jose Ramirez, man.
Goes
And
1,400
all the
plate
higher
appearances.
numbers are Ramirez, right?
No, everything, like literally, like
what?
look, every single thing.
Oh,
is,
what?
Barry Bonds.
What-
Every,
what?
every single thing.
But
Every
What?
stat.
Every single
no,
stat.
no.
Yeesh.
See, Jose Ramirez said that he's better than Barry Bonds. I'm inclined to believe the guy.
Well, I have a feeling the second halves of their career, that's when you're gonna really see when Jose Ramirez is better, because he's gonna bust out 75 home runs. You'll see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He's doing
steal
it
a
right now.
shitload of bases after the age of 30.
Getting
Well, I
to
mean,
walk 3 times a game.
actually, I'm not even trying to be like that, but Jose Ramirez had 41 stolen bases last year at 31, so he's pretty good.
Oh,
He's
Yeah,
actually
he's gonna keep that consistent
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
for
next
sure,
8
yeah.
years or so.
definitely.
No, definitely, yeah.
So I guess we came to the conclusion that Stomp is great and Jose Ramirez is better than Barry Bonds, right?
That's what I heard.
That's all I heard. That's the moral of the story. Is those
Yeah.
are the only 2 things you should learn from this. And also, the Red Sox are 85 games above 500 right now, World Series champions.
Wow.
Yep.
85
Currently,
games above 500.
right now.
God
85.
damn.
Yep.
Wow.
And they've already won the World Series.
Interesting.
Bregman's a 3-time MVP this year. This year.
Wow.
Yeah.
This season
This
alone.
season, 3-time MVP.
Barry Bonds didn't have that many more stolen bases the second half of his career.
No,
We were
I
ta-
didn't expect him to.
No, yeah.
No, he had what?
He
when
buffed up,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of working out. No steroids.
Oh, this is
He was a Hall of Famer before
this
this.
is
Before them, 100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then he was like, you know what? Everyone loves
Time
home
for me to hit
runners.
home
Yeah.
runs.
I'm going to grow really big, and I'm going to become John Dowd. And that's when John Dowd was born.
I will say this, though. There was a lot of people in that time taking steroids and hitting home runs. That man made it look effortless.
Yeah. Well, his swing was so nice because he was just
Like
he was naturally better at baseball than like everyone else, and then he just
like
added steroids to it.
Like you look at some of like the games, it's just like
Yeah. Maybe besides
he'd walk like 4 times in a game, and then at the end of the game, they'd be like, "Fuck it, let's just pitch to him." And he'd hit like a walk-off home run.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, what are we doing here?
Yeah. In terms
what
of
are we doing here?
in terms of like raw skill at the time, it was Ken Griffey and Barry Bonds, probably 1 and 2. But Ken Griffey just kept on getting hurt, and Barry Bonds was like, "I'm just gonna take steroids."
Ken Griffey was so good.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
Ken Griffey was so good.
Dude. Best swing in baseball history. Ken Griffey, in my opinion.
That's left-handed swing.
Yeah.
Manny might have the best route.
Yeah, Manny's his swing was just
Another one that looked effortless.
yeah.
Like even now, like you watch him take batting practice at 50 years old, and the guy's like barely swinging, hitting the ball over 400 feet.
It's crazy.
Like it's just that pure of it. Like he must distribute his weight so well. Like his swing is just perfect.
Yeah. Shoulders are straight. Like it's just
like it's just a perfect swing, Ted
Yeah.
Williams style, like perfect swing. Like
Yeah.
it's effortless when you swing like that. Like if your swing is perfect, you don't have to swing out of your shoes on every pitch.
You just gotta make contact.
Yeah. Remember when they called Manny Ramirez Man Ram?
Oh, I had the jersey. Now batting Man Ram.
I just
No.
was looking at it.
Wait, you know,
Not once.
with a nickname like Man Ram, Carl Everett would hate that guy.
Yeah, it was Carl.
Do what to men?
Oh, dude, Carl. Yeah, well, we learned. So, fun fact. So we were talking about. So let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning with Mambo number 5 copyright infringement. So we were showed this great Red Sox Mambo number 5 song, which is really good, about the 2000 Red Sox, and Carl Everett's on there. And then we were looking at Carl Everett's stats, and he's played like 8 teams, 14 seasons. And I was like, yeah, he's probably an asshole, a piece of shit. And we started looking him up, and he doesn't believe in dinosaurs because
Who does?
nobody saw dinosaurs, so they didn't write about them.
Yeah,
but
can't believe
but
that.
people saw Adam and Eve
Eating apples specifically.
eating apples. hey,
Look at that guy. You see those two over there?
you remember Adam, Eve, and Steve? The guy.
The journalist Steve in the corner. Wow. Eating that
Anyway.
apple, huh?
Forgotten one.
And apparently he doesn't believe in gay people or being gay or whatever. He's a real piece of shit. And so we were talking about, what it would be like. Because he said
he was if there's a gay teammate that he would set them straight.
yeah,
Set them
so-
straight.
That's a quote, by the way. Set them straight.
Yeah. So we were really trying to figure out what that meant. So Mr. Lopes was like, oh, you gotta make him watch straight porn. And then I said, oh, and he's trying to get to jerk off. He's like, he'll jerk off with him because that's the straightest thing they could do, both jerking off
Just
straight porn.
Jermaine Dye, get over here. You're sus.
Frank Thomas is doing it.
He gave me his Nugenics. He said, "You hard as a rock, bro."
Scott Pasednik, get over here.
Telling you, Ozzie Guillen walked in, walked out. He's
Don't want anything to do with that.
like, he just went and swore in a room for 3 hours after that. What the fuck was that?
Paul Konerko walked in. There's just the whole team jerking off together with Carl.
That's the straightest thing you could do.
Burley, you want to throw another perfect game?
I don't think I do. This is a really straight room, guys. So that's how you get the testosterone pumping. That's why they won the World Series.
Yeah, exactly.
They watched straight porn. He set them straight.
He set them all straight. They watched straight porn jerk off together.
Dude. Unreal.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
That's too funny.
That was great.
So yeah, Carl Everett, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, right. I would not jerk off with you.
There's no defamation because these are things he actually
Yeah,
said.
right. Like,
He actually did this.
They are quoted. Maybe the jerk off part is a little exaggerated. Maybe, but we don't know.
We weren't there.
How else you gonna set them straight, Carl?
What is that supposed to
Yeah,
mean?
what do you mean by that, Mr. Everett? And who saw
what a
Adam and Eve eat
quote.
apples?
Who was there?
Who was there with them?
Steve, dude, when he was writing it down, he didn't want to include himself. It wasn't an autobiography.
Yeah, the Bible was written. When they were writing it, the next person was about to die. He said, "Here, keep writing." keep writing this.
But Steve, what about you?
That guy grabbed the book. He was like, "What are those two doing over there with that apple?"
What's your name?
No. Oh, what's my name? Oh,
The snake.
I know that's Adam and
Nazi-
Eve. Look at them eat them apples. Wow.
Well, the first page of the Bible says there weren't dinosaurs, so
Yeah. Definitely not
we
real.
all just.
Yeah, I mean that's it says it right on the
Begins
front.
right there.
like-
I woke up one day, and I was alive.
You open it up and right there on the front it says dedicated to the fact there was never any dinosaurs. There you go. Said it right there.
And anything you find, planted there
Yep.
by who knows?
By John Hammond from Jurassic
No,
Park.
obviously it was a prankster back in the day who decided that they were gonna make
Big bones.
like a fossilized skeleton out of something, and
Bones.
and then
The best prank ever.
no, you just think they're bones.
No, you
Lots
think they're
of people
bones.
and you turn them into big bones.
Oh, yeah.
you
Put them,
yeah,
in the bone machine,
that
the
big
bone
face.
machine.
The bone machine, dude.
compacted into one other bone. I like that.
and then you bury it
Yeah, really deep.
so
Like-
deep, and then you put it in the age machine,
Yep.
and you trick people into thinking it's older.
Mhm.
Rub some dirt on it. Coffee ground.
Rub some dirt
Can
on
you
it.
name a better prank?
Especially because they're like scattered all around the world.
Yeah.
It was on
This
the
guy
move.
was on the. Yeah. This
I
is
like
like
those pranks
before
where people go
planes.
into like people's work and just are making a scene. I'm like, wow, I love this. This is hilarious.
I love those ones.
These are my favorite. I like pranks where people call them and they just do stupid names like Craven Moorhead. Like that's a good one. What a name! Even that video I sent you. This is just like this workout thing. He's like, it's so good. I'll have to send it to you.
You sent it to me.
I saw a video recently. It was like a school committee or something like that, and they were like, "All right, next up to the podium," and they got hit with the Bart Simpson, Phil McCracken.
yeah.
Phil McCracken. No one's coming up. That's good.
That is good. But yeah,
Yeah, well, if you guys stayed this long, thank you.
You deserve it.
That's for you.
Oh,
That's for you.
wow, there was a lot of people who stayed.
Yeah, a lot. We had.
Thank you
That's
so much.
That's our buttons. Our fans.
We have a lot of fans.
Yeah, we have a lot of fan. One.
A lot of fans.
Yeah, a lot of fan. We had 3 views on the video that got copyrighted. So that's great.
Not copyrighted. It was blocked.
Oh yeah, it was blocked, not copyrighted. Sorry.
You can't even ever see it. It's fucking. But I guess you could.
Angela, Slangela, Belangela, and Rita.
Now you're never gonna see them again. You're never gonna hear about them again. They are gone.
Today was the last day.
Yep.
Sorry.
Lou Bega was like, I know those women. You can't have them.
I had all of them in a song.
God damn it, Lou. But, yeah.
Well, thanks for staying this long, and
Yeah.
we will we'll see you guys again in a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Peace.